I'm going to do a little slideshow that we put up today. So we talked about the structure of how things are done, but let me talk to you about the physical space and like what happens in the control room, and then we'll open it up for more. What do I just click? All right. So someone asked in one of the earlier presentations if when you're actually shooting on location, is it like a green screen behind you, or is it really what is behind you? Well, you can see from the different angle, this is an actual window from our studio in downtown Moscow. You can see in the top picture, the top of this palace right here. But the reason you have the taped film on the screen is because when you have lights shining on one side and then sun on the other side, you have to have something to filter all that light so you don't have a crazy glare. So you have that really tacky looking taped up piece of film up there, and then the camera shoots through, and this is the image that you actually got, and I don't even know where I'm looking. I think I'm just waiting to go live at some point in time. So that kind of gives you an idea of what it's like behind the scenes. But that's really the Kremlin in the background, and that's just our studio looking down on the Kremlin. Kind of cool, yeah. This is our studio and our news desk. In the grand scheme of things, this picture is taken from the newsroom where all of the broadcast journalists work. So and actually here do they do Eurovision in Singapore? No, it's not a big deal. Eurovision. In Europe, they have this big competition of all the different countries in Europe competing for one big like star search kind of thing. And that was the night of Eurovision. They had it on the big screens in the background. So the anchor sits right here in this desk. And if you look, they plug into this thing. They plug their microphone in, and then they also plug their earpiece in so that they can talk to the control room. We'll talk about what the control room is in just a bit. But, so they sit here. Broadcast journalists are all out here in this area, and they're working to find information, to find news stories, to get updates on information, to write stories, and then filter that back in to the newscasters who can actually hear everything going on inside the area. We'll talk about the control room and that in just a second. Kind of a cool set though, don't you think? Oh, yeah, later on when we talk about the cameras, we have 5 of them in our studio. You have camera 1, 2, camera 3 is here. Actually, no, it's the other way around. Camera 1 is here, 2, 3, and then this tall one is camera 4. And then we have camera 5, which is on a crane, and it goes swooping in to give you that big opening shot, or swoop out to give you the big closing shot. And also right here in our studio is another screen that is about the size of 1/2 of this big screen. So, and we'll talk more about the cameras in a second, but have you guys ever heard of a teleprompter? Okay. A teleprompter is what an anchor reads, but that it scrolls down, but you can't tell that they're reading. And this is a little cool trick. These are actually these cameras. So you notice how there's a little clock. Here, first of all, here's a TV, so that I can see what I look like on screen at any given moment in time when I'm looking at a camera. And then above that is a clock that tells me exactly down to the second, like what hour we are and what minute we are in a newscast. Above that is a screen. So these are pointing this way. Sorry, I'm going to try and get it. So you have this screen, this flat screen, and it's a computer monitor, and it has everything in my script printed backwards and upside down. And you're like, wait, but how can you read it if it's backwards and upside down? You see how the camera has another little angle thing like this? That is a mirror. And so the mirror is reflecting off of the computer screen in that room in my ear. But if they have something specifically to say to me, they will push a button that supersedes all of that and it goes directly into my ear to tell me if there's breaking news or if they're changing the show somehow. All right? Then we have the director. The director is the person who says, all right, take camera 1. All right, no, now take camera 2. All right, we're going to come to you in 5 seconds. Go. All right, no, wait, hold on, stop. Okay, wait, hold on. Camera 3's broken. The shot's back. No, go. Camera 2, camera 2, camera 2. And all that's happening right here, all like while you're still reading the news and like having to pay attention to none of it, but having to also at the same time pay attention to all of it. Kind of weird. Then you have the technical director. Actually, these are the two that you see here. You have the director and the technical director. The director is the one who sits there and says what to do. The technical director is the person who actually pushes the buttons and does it. That way, the director is free to see the whole big picture, and the technical director only follows the cues of what the director says to do. Then you have the people on the floor. So we have 5 cameras. Each camera has their very own operator. Even though we have robot cameras, those operators are in the back of the studio, actually each camera is directed by their own individual person. Then you also have a floor director. And in the movies, the floor director is the person who you see go in 5, 4, 3. By the news network I'm working for, so the name of the organization, whether it be CNN, whether it be RT, has a established brand and you trust that brand. That's one very good way of doing it. But should you only trust one brand of news? No, why not? If you're going to talk about the facts of what happened at the Video Music Awards with Miley Cyrus and her little dancing escapade, you just say, I mean, Miley Cyrus got up on stage, she danced, some people weren't happy about it. What do you think? Done, right? But no, because they have so much time that they have to fill, we start talking to the inventor of the foam finger, and we start talking about, what this group and what this group and what PETA thinks about it. And why does PETA think about it? Well, who knows why PETA thinks about it, but we're going to listen to what they have to say about it anyway. It's because there's more time than there is news to fill in, so that's what they're just trying to cover space, if you will. And it's one of the dangers of having a 24-hour news cycle. Minus 52, and I went dog sledding. That was pretty cool. If you are in this business, you have a responsibility and an obligation to tell the truth and to do the best that you can. And if there's an important story that needs to be told, such as what's happening in Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, Kyrgyzstan, Egypt, dangerous places where dangerous things are happening, the Indian Ocean tsunami, Fukushima, it's your responsibility, your job to go in there and make sure that someone is great. And I'm right here. So when I was your age, I was actually already interested in doing a very important and interesting profession. Ms. Hall.
Guys, let's get started.